We fought constantly, over dishes, over space, over silence. Kenneth would provoke arguments, hoping I'd leave, but I knew exactly what he wanted, so I stayed. I also knew he visited Rebecca often. Some nights, he didn't come home at all. He avoided me like I was a reminder of his mistake, and honestly, he is an asshole. But now I'm asking myself, am I the asshole for staying married to someone who only married me to take revenge on his girlfriend? Sometime later, everything shifted again. Rebecca got a job offer in another city. It was a big opportunity, better pay, better role, a fresh start. She didn't hesitate to take it. Kenneth promised her that he was seriously working on the divorce papers, and that he'd speed things up as soon as possible so they could finally be together without complications. Once Rebecca moved away, something unexpected happened. Kenneth became empty. The constant fights between us reduced drastically. Not because things improved, but because there was no fuel left for anger. He started coming home earlier. He stayed in more. He stopped trying to provoke me into arguments. That's when I realized something I hadn't before. Despite how confident and successful he appeared to the world, he didn't really have friends. No group to crash at. No one to lean on. Rebecca had been his entire world. Slowly, almost unintentionally, we started talking. Not about us. Not about marriage, about life, about work frustrations, childhood memories, music, movies, long drives, even his love story with Rebecca, how they met, how at first he thought she was reckless and chaotic, how that chaos slowly became the thing he loved most about her. Listening to him talk, I felt something uncomfortable, sympathy, and for the first time, guilt. I started wondering if refusing the divorce had been cruelty disguised as strength. One evening, he told me he had decided to surprise Rebecca with a visit. He said it would be a long drive, almost 14 hours, and casually asked if I wanted to come along. He said we could clear the tension between us during the drive. I agreed. The journey was quiet at first, then oddly warm. Long conversations, shared snacks, silence that didn't feel hostile anymore. Outside, the weather grew colder, the sky heavy and gray. By the time we reached Rebecca's apartment, it was late. Kenneth was smiling like someone clinging to hope. I reached for the doorbell, but he laughed and said, "She's always careless," and turned the knob. The door opened. Inside was chaos. Unwashed clothes scattered everywhere, dishes piled in the sink, food containers left open. The apartment felt neglected, like someone who had stopped caring. Then we heard a sound from the bedroom. Kenneth froze. He walked toward the door, opened it, and shouted Rebecca's name. I ran forward, my heart racing, terrified he had found something terrible. What we found wasn't death, it was betrayal. Rebecca wasn't alone. Kenneth's world collapsed in a single second. He yelled, asking how she could do this to him. She cried, saying it wasn't what it looked like, that it was a mistake, that it just happened. Kenneth's voice broke when he asked her why. She begged, apologized, promised it meant nothing. He said quietly, firmly, "I will never forgive you. We're done." That's when Rebecca turned her anger on me. "Oh, don't act innocent," she snapped at him. "You think I'm stupid? Do you really expect me to believe nothing happened between you and Maya all these months? That's why you suddenly speak so well of her." Kenneth didn't respond. He walked out. I looked at Rebecca one last time. Not angry, just disappointed. "You have no idea what you lost," I said, "and you don't deserve him." Then I left. Kenneth was sitting in the car, staring straight ahead. Not crying, just hollow. I got in and instinctively reached out to comfort him, but before I could speak, he turned toward me, grabbed my face, and kissed me. It wasn't rushed, it wasn't desperate. It felt like something breaking and something healing at the same time. He pulled back, eyes wet, and said, "On our wedding day, I thought you were my biggest mistake. Now I realize you were my protection. My blessing." He reached into the dashboard, pulled out the divorce papers he had been carrying for months, and threw them out of the window. Rain started pouring as we drove back to the same house, but somehow not to the same life. And that's where I'm stuck now, because I didn't plan this, I didn't steal him, I didn't trap him, but I also didn't walk away when I had the chance. So tell me, am I the asshole, or did life just take a turn none of us expected?